Hi, Global Studies. So I wanted to create a video to give you some directions on the assignment that you're going to be doing this Monday, asynchronously, so on your own. Last synchronous class, or last asynchronous class, I'm sorry, we went over primary and secondary sources. And one of the biggest things that we're going to be doing in this course, and that we're going to practice tomorrow together, is analyzing primary sources and really figuring out, what is trustworthy, what is not, what makes a primary source good for us learning about history, and what doesn't. And I introduced you guys to the first part of the lunchroom fight. So that was just kind of thinking about, what makes some people's narratives more reliable than others, right? Everybody has their own perception of history, and that is influenced by their relation to the event, their relation to a person, their social standing, their age, their job. All of these things impact a person's perception and impact how people remember and experience historical events. So we are going to take that knowledge and apply it to a really simplified example of a fight in the lunchroom. And we're going to take that activity just one step further today. And so I wanted to hop on here and, like I said, just explain to you guys the direction and purpose of this assignment that you're going to be completing and submitting on Canvas. So first thing is, this is the page you're going to click on to get to the assignment. You go ahead and click the assignment, open the Google Doc, and it should look like this. So I wanted to go through it. Like we talked about last Friday, you're a principal who's trying to figure out the truth about a lunchroom fight. The fight was between Justin and Max. Justin is a new student. He's shy, quiet, and does not have many friends. He moved to town last month because his father was hired to take over the town's main business. Justin's father fired so many people, including Max's parents, when he reorganized the business. Max is a popular student who's known for his friendliness and good humor. In the past few weeks, however, he's been withdrawn and somewhat depressed. So you're trying to figure out what really happened in the cafeteria. You're the principal, you got to figure out what happened. But in order to fully understand the single event, we have to look at the broader context of what's going on in the school and in the town. And that's important when we talk about history too, right? If we can't just talk about this one moment, what was going on in the world, what was going on in the country, what were going on with these people. And that allows us to understand what was really happening in that moment better. So what you're going to do is, here is all the firsthand accounts from everybody that the principal talked to try and understand what happened. You are going to annotate these accounts, okay? Anything that talks about what was going on in the town, you're going to highlight green. Anything that talks about what was going on in the school, you're going to highlight yellow. Anything that talks about what was going on in the cafeteria, you're going to highlight orange. So I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to give you some examples. So this is Justin. So this is one of the kids who was involved in the fight. That kid started it, Max. I was just standing in line waiting to pay for my food, and he shoved me super hard and for no reason. He just freaked out on me. I don't even know that kid, and he's been weird to me ever since I started going to this school. He and his friends glare at me in English class for no reason. So this first part of what he's talking about is what's going on in the cafeteria. So we're going to highlight that orange. Now the second part, right, started going to school here. His friends glare at me in English class for no reason. That we're going to highlight yellow because that's going on in the school. All right. So you're going to complete this for each example. And I'm going to go ahead and show you another example too. Let's go with Justin's father. I can guarantee 100% that Justin would never lay a finger on anyone unless he was really provoked. Trust me, and I know because we've had to move around quite a bit in the last few years because of my job. So unfortunately, Justin knows what it's like to be the new kid, and I've watched him go through these adjustment periods at each new school. He lies low, and pretty soon the other kids see what a great kid he is. I know for a fact Justin wouldn't stir up trouble. It's really not in his nature. So this whole thing really is what's going on kind of in the town, kind of in their own home and life, right? So we're going to go ahead and highlight that one green. Let's look at one more. Let's look at Max's girlfriend, because this one is an interesting one. I wasn't there. All I can say is that Max has been acting really different lately and kind of mean. I don't know what's going on, but he's not himself. So that's going to be what's going on in the school, right? Because she's not necessarily talking about what's going on in the cafeteria, just what's going on with Max that she's noticed. Okay, So once you have highlighted all of these accounts, you're going to go down and you're going to fill out these tables. I'm going to show you how to do one, okay? So let's do the school context. Let's do Max's girlfriend. So what's been going on at the school? Max has been acting strange lately, not himself, kind of rude. And it was his girlfriend, right? Max's girlfriend who said this. So now here's the most important part. Is this a reliable source or is it not? Well, I would normally think that a girlfriend would actually not be as reliable of a source because she's probably going to defend her boyfriend. But the fact that she's here saying he hasn't been himself, he's been kind of rude, something's going on, honestly leads me to believe that it is more reliable because she's not necessarily just blindly defending him. So I'm going to say, yes, it seems reliable. She knows Max well, not blindly defending him, seems to be honest. Okay? And so then you're going to do at least 2 for each context, okay? For the town context, the school context, and the cafeteria context. Do not do 2 examples that you think are untrustworthy or unreliable, okay? You can do one that you might think is unreliable and one that you think is more reliable for each context. Then I want you to come down here and complete this exit ticket. It says, give a narrative of what you think actually occurred in the lunchroom. Also provide an explanation about why you think it happened based on the school and town context. Cite your sources of information and discuss why you believe them. So what this is going to look like, and I'm just going to type about something random here, just so that you can see what I want it to look like. So what this is going to look like is, for example, first, Mary walked into the room and set down her purse. I know this because Jill saw her do it and Jill was in the room. Okay, and so first, this is what happened. I know that because Jill saw it, and Jill is reliable because she was in the room. Okay, another way you could do it would be Mary then got up and threw her glass at Jake. I don't know what Jake did, but clearly not something good. So threw her glass at Jake. And then you could put the source here. Jill said that. Okay. Jill was Mary's friend and was at the event. That's why I believe that's what happened. Okay, so these are the 2 ways you can answer this, all right? This should be at least like 5 sentences. I want a detailed account of what you think happened in the cafeteria. And then the last thing is, do you think the school should suspend one or both of the students? And I want you to explain your answer. Okay, and then once you're done with this Google document, you'll go ahead and submit it on Canvas. Thank you so much, guys. Let me know if you have any questions about this. And I will see you tomorrow for our live conference.